What's going on, YouTube? Did you miss me? Alright, now before I even get into this video, if you're new to my channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe and hit the notification button so every time I make a new video, you guys can know that the latest content from yours truly, Mr. DCYOP, is out. Alright, now I want to take you guys back today, alright, because you might be new to the channel and you might just be getting into your brand and stuff like that, and you're trying to figure out how to get customers, you know, how to sell your merch, or just pretty much, you know, the ins and outs of, you know, how to get going in this game. All right, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I started. Now, in the beginning, obviously, nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody's a professional, right? And I didn't even know I was gonna take it this far, to the point, you know, where I'm at right now. But in the beginning, you know, I had the idea, you know, my Direction Choose Your Own Path logo that you guys see in the beginning of my videos. I took that logo and I brought that logo to a screen printing shop, and I said, you know, I want this logo on some t-shirts. So I went and I got, I don't even remember how many t-shirts I got made up at the time. But I would assume, let's say I can't remember, it was so long ago. Let's say it was like 50, right? So I paid my money. I don't even remember how much I paid. So I paid my money and I took those t-shirts. And what I did with those t-shirts is I went and I gave them out to my family and my friends first for free. Those 50 t-shirts, I just handed them out for free. I went and I got me these like little postcards made up, you know, with my logo on them, my email, all that information, you know, what the brand was about, and so on and so forth. And I just started handing them out. I was even going around, you know, my town, you know, posting my flyers up on, you know, bus stops and stores, and just doing what I had to do, you know, to just pretty much to get the word out. But like I said, with the first 50 pieces, I gave those out for free. All right, so those are the t-shirts. Then I went and I got some hoodies, and I went to another print shop, and I said, okay, you know, can you make these hoodies for me? You know, they made the hoodies for me, but I really didn't like the direction that this print shop took me in, because I wanted the hoodies screen printed. They didn't screen print the hoodies. I guess they wanted to make some quick money, so they talked me into using vinyl. All right, so I went with the vinyl, and they looked all right, but it just wasn't what I expected. All right, long story short, I had bought so many hoodies at the time. I think I bought like 25, and I wanted to sell these. I bought 25 of those hoodies and sold them. I didn't have a problem selling them, but I had intended on selling that batch and just being done with it and just going back to, you know, getting them screen printed. But what do you know? People wanted that particular hoodie. So there you go. I went back to the print shop and got more hoodies made with the vinyl, and I sold those hoodies. I sold 2 colorways of those hoodies with my logo on them, maybe for about excuse me, maybe for about a year. And then what I noticed is, on my own, they started to lift. The vinyl started to lift. So I'm like, come on, man. If mine's is lifted, you know, I know my customers gotta be lifted. And at that time, you know, they were on cheap Gildan trash hoodies. So I'm like, that's not the direction I want to go in. I want my you know, my garments to be, you know, A1 quality. So you know, once I sold out of all those hoodies, I was done. I wasn't going down, you know, that avenue anymore. Now, all right, just moving right along. So that's pretty much how, you know, I got, you know, then my name out there, and I started, you know, pretty much like getting into the business. And and I sold those hoodies for $40 a piece. So at that time, I was probably on each hoodie, I was probably making in the beginning like a $15 profit on each hoodie. But then since I was doing so much business, you know, with the particular shop, you know, I got them down, you know, to doing each hoodie for, you know, $20 a piece. So, you know, I was pretty much doubling my money when I sold them. Now that that's out the way, now I'm current day in the present, right? I got my name out there, you know, I'm doing fine, I'm selling on, I got my own website. Sometimes I sell, you know, my items on eBay, and I sold on Etsy. I sold on, obviously, Facebook Market. Everybody has Facebook. I did a lot of business off of Facebook. Where else? I sold on Big Cartel. Now, I really want to get through to you guys, like, don't be discouraged if things don't pop off as fast as you expect them to. It takes a whole lot of grind and effort to sustain in this game. I'm telling you, each and every day I'm still pushing myself. I'm still trying to, you know, strive to, you know, be better, make, you know, better projects, come up with different ideas. But one thing I will tell you that I do is, each and every time I step out of my house, I have something on that represents the brand. You always have to have something on that represents your brand. I'm telling you. You see the hat? It's the new hat. You guys watch me make it, right? You are your own walking billboard, first and foremost. All right? Wherever you go, somebody might say, "Oh, listen, man, where you get that hat from? Where you get that t-shirt from? Where you get that hoodie from? Yo, where you get that jacket from?" And you gotta be able to tell them, like, listen, this is my brand, this is what I do, check me out. I'm over here, I'm on YouTube, check me out. This is my website, check me out. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. You know, it's 2020, baby. Hopefully y'all got all these avenues. All right? Now getting back, you know, to what I was saying, yeah, so let's take today for an example. You know, I got up early, I had to go do something. I'm on this podcast with a couple of my friends. It's called The Brokers Podcast. You can check that out on YouTube as well. The Brokers Podcast, you know. Make sure you guys go over there, like, comment, and subscribe over there too. Hit the notification button so we know it's real. All right, so I got up at 10. Excuse me. We started shooting at 10. And, you know, I went over there. One of my partners was like, you doing any deliveries today? You doing any, you know, local runs today? And I was like, no. I mean, I didn't plan on it. I just wanted to come do the podcast and shoot back home. But what do you know? Since I was already out there, you know, I had went to visit some family, and I always keep my merch in the vehicle. As a matter of fact, hold on, yeah. Come on, take a walk with me real quick. Watch this. So look at this. Look at this. It's a little junky right now because I've been selling stuff. But you always got to have merchandise on you. Always. You never want to get yourself caught out there where, you know, a customer is looking for something and you don't have anything on you. All right? So, yeah, you just got to be prepared. Always. Alright, now, always, if you're going to be out and about, always have merch on hand. Always have your pieces on hand. I am telling you, you don't ever want to be out and about when you got something on, walking around as you're walking billboard, and somebody asks you for something and you don't have it. You don't have their size. You know, you might lose a sale. You lose. I, in the beginning, I lost tons of sales that way. And that's why I carry all the merch in the vehicles now. Because I never forgot how I felt that day, you know, when I didn't have something that a customer wanted. All right? So that's another gem for you guys to keep on hand. Always. I mean, always have something available, you know, so you're not missing out on any money. All right? But, you know, getting back to what I was saying, you know, going to the podcast, I didn't plan on selling anything that day. But sure enough, I walked out of the house with nothing in my pocket. I was gone for 2.5 hours. I was gone for 2.5 hours. Came back home with $180 in my pocket. I mean, that might not be much to some, or it might be a lot to some. I don't know. But $180 for 2.5 hours? You do the math on that. You do the math on how much you make at your job. I know how much I make at my job, but you do the math on how much you make on your job, and you tell me if having my merch in my vehicle was worth it today. All right? That's $180 for 2.5 hours. All right? So now I can sit back, enjoy the rest of my day. You know, I made a little bit of change, and I'm happy. All right? So once again, that's it for today, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'll drop some more gems. But like I said in the beginning, make sure you guys like. Make sure you guys hit that notification button. And, you know, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. You know, let me know if there's anything you guys want me to show you. Let me know if there's anything you guys want me to talk about. We family, baby. All right? Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basically, pay attention, stay alert, and remember, choose your own path.